very quick to label this as a foreign terrorist.
Because my head is not up my arse. Yeah? My head is not up my arse. This is an Islamic jihad attack. The man that done this would have either been radicalised in a prison or he would have been radicalised on the streets of the UK with full knowledge of our government and our security services. They will know who he is.
Do you have information that no one else seems to know?
Yeah, mate, I have information that shows there was 4 terrorist attacks last week in France. 4 in France. There was 12 planned last year. Driving your car like this man has done is exactly what the Inspire magazine, which is Al-Qaeda's magazine, which was downloaded by 50,000 British Muslims last year. 50,000 British Muslims downloaded a terrorist manual in our country. 50,000, not 10, not 20, 50,000 people who want to see exactly what you see there. That's what they want. They want war, they want death, they want destruction, and we keep on pandering like you just come up to me saying it's got nothing to do with Islam. It's got everything to do with Islam.
Everything to do with Islam.
It's got everything to do with Islam.
I'm simply asking how you're so sure of the political
I'm on the
motives.
reality. This is the reality. The reality is this is a war. These people are waging war on us for time. This has gone on for 1,400 years. This is nothing new. And the whole time while this goes on, police leaders or political leaders want to invite more. They want to invite more.
I'm sitting here in a studio in Doha. We are in Qatar. We are arguably in the heart of the Middle East. Therefore, we are in the heart of Islam. Let me just read something to you from the Holy Book, and I want you to react to that, okay? And you can't see me, but I've got a copy of the Quran in front of me. There are parts of a Holy Book that talk about people being persecuted and killed. There are parts of a Holy Book that talk about people all over the world being killed because you are my followers. Another quote from one of the Holy Books in this part of the world talks about people being stoned to death with stones until they die. Another part of a holy book that one can read in this part of the world talks about utterly destroying your enemies, spare them not, but slay both man and woman. When you hear those quotes, what do you think that speaks to?
I'd ask you why you're reading the Old Testament to me.
You've had that before, haven't you?
Simple question.
So,
No, it's a simple question. I'm not stupid. You're sitting quoting verses from the Old Testament, thinking that I'm a moron that would think that's from the Quran. I know the Old Testament and I know the Quran. Can I ask you a question? Have you read the Quran?
yes.
You have?
Yes.
Yeah? So you
In English, not in
obviously-
Arabic, but in English.
In English, are you free, sitting where you are in Doha, to criticise the Prophet Muhammad? Are you
Yes.
free to do that?
Yes, I am. I have
You
had
see,
intelligent conversations with my Islamic colleagues on the very same subject.
Can someone in Qatar leave Islam?
Yes.
Is apostasy punishable?
You don't
Someone
have
can leave
have
Islam.
to be Islamic to be in Qatar. You can leave the
Someone
country, you can come
leave
into the
Islam.
country if
No,
you
no,
are Jewish.
A Muslim cannot leave Islam. It's punishable in Qatar. The country that you're talking to me from, the country whose tower I'm sitting in, the country that funds radicalisation worldwide, the country that supports Hamas, and you're sitting there trying to take some moral high ground about issues in the world that relate to Islamic extremism, when the country and the people who are paying your wage are propagating that extremism worldwide. I've come into this building and just had to go through an airport-style scanner, and when I asked why, they said because of the Paris attacks.
Tommy,
Well,
I do have to move the debate on because I do have to move the debate on. Yes, of course I do. Because otherwise you and I will end up having...
what you're hearing.
I've had a tweet saying, basically inciting murder against me by a young lad. It's took me 5 minutes. I've got his name. He's now deleted. Once he's seen, I've messaged him. He's deleted his whole Twitter handle. It's took me 5 minutes to get his Facebook. It's took me 10 minutes to find out the school he went to. 15 minutes to find out where he is. So you see messages like this, which are criminal offences. I've given the police 300 of these. Threats to kill my family, murder my wife and kids. They don't act. They do not arrest these people. They don't arrest them because I'm a white, working class kid. If someone says anything about someone being black, brown, anything to do with religion, they kick their door off. I said, so this lad, what I want to do now is I want to go see him. I want to go see him and find out what's driven him to a point that he feels it's an acceptable decision that I have to be murdered.
This, I hope, will act as a warning to every troll out there. Rebel Troll Watch. Hayden. How you doing?
Yeah, not bad.
Right, can I ask you what it is I've said or done, yeah, that even if you didn't want me murdered, what it is about me or what I've said that you feel so strongly against?
Just don't agree with what you do. And obviously that's no excuse for posting that. But I just disagree with sort of stirring up hate against minorities, against Muslims, sort of with the Westminster attack, I don't think you should have been on TV like after that.
Can you give me one example of what I've said or done that incites hate?
Well, just being a part of the EDL and street protesting against the whole of Islam, to me, that's sort of, you know, just. I mean, I'm sure you've heard all these like opinions before, but
okay, so because I protested against Islam, you take that as stirring hate.
Well, yeah, because for example, if you blame the London attack, the Westminster attack, other things like the Paris attacks on a whole religion, on about 1 billion people, then it's gonna get people to. It's going to incite violence from other people towards, you know, just moderate Muslims, for example.
Can I ask you now, what education you have on Islam? Because the problem is, like, when I say, you say, I'm not opposing 1 billion people, I think Muslims are victims of Islam, I'm not against all Muslims, yeah? I've come here today because so many people like yourself, you know what you nearly done? You nearly threw your career away, you nearly threw your job away. That's what you nearly done, because, you know, if that's a criminal offence. I don't want to prosecute you. I won't support prosecution against you. I don't want to get you to get done, yeah? You've probably had a sleepless night or a worry, yeah? Right? I'm not about that. What I need to understand is why people like yourself, who are from very different backgrounds to me, you haven't lived the life I've lived. I've got a cousin who's gang raped by Muslim gangs. I've got a friend's dad who was murdered by a Muslim gang. I've got friends who are hooked on heroin and died from themselves by Muslim gangs. I've grown up with people. People I've grown up with are now fighting for ISIS, who have been killed fighting for ISIS. That's my life. It's a life you don't understand. Yeah. So what I'm just trying to understand from you, which is why I've come to talk to you, is what's made you think that I should be killed, silenced, in a topic which we've established you don't know that much about? Do you think I should be silenced?
I don't think free speech means that you can just say anything you like, be it racist or.
We have laws in our country which against inciting racism, which I've never broken. I've never been done for. So, do you think I should be silenced from criticising Islam? Honestly, be honest, mate. I'm not here intimidating you in any way. I'm just asking I'm trying to get to the bottom of a real generation of children in our country like yourself who have lived in areas where you've had quite a privileged lifestyle, living in beautiful towns where there's no Muslims, where there's no immigration. I'm trying to understand your mindset.
Well, you're not part of a political party, so it is strange to me that you get so much coverage. It's not just you; it's other people. Katie Hopkins, Nigel Farage. They're not involved in politics. But as soon as they say something controversial, the cameras go straight to them. They get a radio show on LBC, a weekly thing, like all in the public eye. I just think I think that's a bit wrong.
Do you think I should be silenced from criticising Islam? Listen to other people's opinions, and if you want to criticise me, you could just criticise me without threatening murder or inciting. Yeah.
That does make sense. Yeah.
All right, sound.
Sorry.
No worries. All right. Good luck. It's a whole different upbringing in a whole different world, but. What the problem we have so many times is that people from that upbringing and people from that world think it's okay for us to be treated with violence. We visited this kid today at his university. He seemed like a nice kid. He's made a mistake, and I think he's learned from it.
Tommy, what do you have to say about what's just happened?
Just going through, as I said, as we're walking around here, we've gone past young people, young girls with blankets over them from the shock. This isn't a shock to me. I don't understand people who are surprised by this. We've had 12 suspected terrorist attacks planned last year. If they would have been successful, you'd have seen shopping centres, you'd have seen aeroplanes, you'd have seen nightclubs, you'd have seen a war zone on our streets, similar to this, every single month. Then, and only then, might people realise we are at war. We're in war already. We have over 3,000 Muslims who are monitored 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Every week, costs £9 billion a year. Yeah? We're following and waiting for them to do this. We have had 450 ISIS fighters been allowed to return to our country. They've gone and fought for ISIS. They've been in training camps. They've been beheading people. They've been raping people. And they're walking the streets of our capital city. They're living with us. Our government have failed us. Don't come out and act all strong on this, Home Secretary, Theresa May, because you haven't been strong. You've been weak. You've showed cowardice. Okay.
Rabbi Benjamin Kinnamon. Yiddish man, all welcome. Thank you. Do you know how long I've been waiting to take this shit off? We've all seen
the lengths that the British police, political policing, will go to suppress this voice. I am currently banned from attending any demonstration. I am currently banned from sending any fax, any email or any text message that promotes any demonstration. Okay? Now we are here today on September 3rd, 2011 in East London to tell you, every one of you, from the government to the police, we will not allow you to take away our democratic rights. You will not take our democratic rights. You have put every spanner in the works possible, and look at the turnout still today. You have done everything possible in order to prevent people coming to this demonstration, and we still have thousands of people in Tower Hamlets today. The credible outcome of me breaking my bail conditions today, which I'm breaking, I meant a sign on the police station on a Saturday. I'm not doing that. I'm not allowed to go to a demonstration. I'm not doing that. The credible outcome of these bail conditions is I will be put on remand in prison for my democratic right. That's what's going to happen. And if you don't, when I go to court, if you let me out of court with any bail conditions that restrict my democratic right to oppose militant Islam, I will break them the minute I walk out of that courtroom. When you witness men with their faces covered acting violently, yeah, why is that not reported? Why the only pictures you look for are Englishmen who have aggressive faces or bald heads, and then you run a story every time? Because I've watched it for the last 8 years. So the reason why we've come here today is to try and report a true observation of what's happening today. And so far, we've seen, well, this looks very calm and orderly, but down there we've just seen violence and fascism. So yeah, I'll explain that loads of people with their faces covered, screaming, acting aggressively, holding sticks. Now, will you report on that? Will any of you people report the truth of what's happened today? You won't, will you? So we'll look out for the stories from all of you journalists who are all lying to the general public about the truth of what happens at demonstrations like these. For The Guardian? Yeah, sure. Yeah, you're losing money every week, aren't you? Yeah? You're in the negative, aren't you? That's it. You're a propaganda machine. Do one. Can I ask you, are you against Sharia law being in the UK?
Well, I'm not here to discuss Sharia law because Sharia law...
Did we get that? So we want Sharia law?
Well, no, I'm not saying that we want Sharia law.
Is your idea...
I want to live in peace amongst people from many different nationalities, like I have been doing for a number of
years. Okay, let's cut the bullshit. We want a yes or no answer. Are you against Sharia law ever being implemented in the UK?
I'm not saying I'm against it or with it.
Discussion over. It's discussion over. What do you think of the fact that we're continually told by the mainstream media that Britain First are a racist organisation?
It's not a racist organisation. They have different race. I'm also supporting it.
Okay, have you felt welcome here?
Yes.
Great, nice to meet you, man. And it's good. It's good. So this is where we get the violence. Yeah. Every time. Look. Excuse me. Can I talk to you?
What's your argument?
Is that an argument? Excuse me, can I ask you some questions?
You racist twats! You cannot ask these questions!
What is wrong with you? I don't understand. He's going to nick me for what?
You're preaching peace thing.
I'm not preaching the peace.
I know. All he said is, just go straight to your car.
Go or I'll get nicked?
Yeah.
That's insane. Go or I'll be arrested. I haven't done anything.
Some conditions, he said, I don't.
Did you do that? You'll be arrested. I haven't done anything. I haven't done anything. I am not part of this organisation. Yeah? I'm here to report the truth on what's happened at this demonstration today. And I'm now being threatened with arrest by the British police for simply doing that. I know it's all... Everyone will be digesting now what's gone on today. That's when the reality starts setting in for many people, that there's 5 people dead, there's 40 people injured. Families be getting knocked and they're never seeing their loved ones again. It's sickening, man. It's sickening. And I don't know, I haven't caught up, so I've just been driving home from London, but our country's going to come under attack like this time and time again. And there's people rejoicing in this. And I've seen loads of comments even against myself saying, oh, Tommy Robinson was waiting for this, he loves this. What do you mean I love it? How do you think it feels when we've warned against all that's going to happen and it starts happening all the time? And it's like it's some sort of benefit for me. What sort of benefit do you think I get? I have to watch, I'm standing here now, I have to watch every single car that drives past me. It's not a benefit. I've got a young family, there's no benefit from it. What sort of fucking thrill do you think I get from knowing that people want to kill me? You muppets. And all the people having more anger and more frustration at me rather than having anger and frustration. 66% of British Muslims said in a poll, in a government poll, that they would not report on another Muslim who was joining ISIS. 66%. 23% said they want Sharia law. Yet you're all angry with me. 4% said suicide bombings are justified. That's 200,000 British Muslims. What are you getting angry at me for? I mean, wake up to reality. This is not a handful of extremists. These people act, and then they have people who sympathise hugely with them, and then defend them. And I've already seen the leader of the Scotland Yard coming out saying, oh, we're with the Muslim community, who will be feeling intimidated now. What are you feeling intimidated? No one's driving cars into you. No one's raping your daughters. No one's beheading you. That's happening to our community. How the fuck do you end up? How did the Muslim community end up as the victims in this again? How does that happen within a day? Within a day. In the same day. People haven't probably even been told that their loved ones are dead and you're worrying about a few mosques. You'll spend all your money and all your time and effort putting the police around mosques. And then Muslims will probably try and attack them at the mosque. That's the reality. It's about time the British public and the politicians and everyone else woke up to the threat we face. Because the threat we face is only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse.